What it do? It's kind of fixing the angles and all this shit real quick, like. Alright, so make sure this motherfucker recording. Okay, it's recording. But punk ass. Let me fix this shit down. Bitch. Let me put you right here. See how this works. Alright. Hopefully this angle is good. Go down with it a little bit. My bad for all the bullshit. Alright, let's just stick with that for now. Put my thinking hat on. Make sure I'm still recording. Alright, so we got today mentality versus spirituality. I know that I'm not no motherfucking expert at so I don't got no skin in the game when it comes to this, no real skin in the game when it comes to this spirituality shit. I don't got nothing to show y'all. I don't got no Bugattis, no mansions to show y'all the fruits of my labor when it comes to mentality, right? I don't have all the materialistic shit that comes along with having a strong, I would like to say I do have a strong mentality, but apparently it hasn't been strong enough, right? If I don't have peace of mind when it comes to feeling like I have the freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it, right? But I will still say that I do have a strong mentality to a certain degree. Certain aspects of that mentality are weak as well, just as they are in anybody. So I'm not the most how would you say, most versed in mentality, but I've got some experiences with it, so I'm going to speak on it. Now when it comes to spirituality, same thing. I have a better than average knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of spirituality, but there are plenty more greater masters in the spiritual game when it comes to speaking on the subject. Because when you go into spirituality, man, it goes into fucking all aspects of everything. That could be in reading into religions, reading into different ideologies on spirituality. Going into, you could go from fucking the spirituality and everything. Every thought modality. I mean, really, psychology itself is a form of spirituality. I mean, you're thinking on a deeper level than the fucking surface level that we see in everyday life. That surface level interaction that you have with people isn't just the base level emotions that y'all feel towards one another, as far as like, oh, he pissed me off, now I'm mad because he made me mad. Psychology goes into deeper. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why did what he say or do or she say or do make you mad? You got to think about it within yourself, right? And then you got to think also too, like, what's going on inside of that person that makes them want to say that thing or do that thing or not say or do that thing to instigate a negative emotion in somebody else. And then you got to think that's even if they meant to do it or not, right? As far as psychology, you know. But the whole premise of this video was to, I guess, kind of decipher the, just not to put a versus on it, mentality versus spirituality. The title of this video might be something like mentality versus spirituality. Which is better? Which is stronger? Or maybe like, what are the differences? Or which should you choose? I'm not sure, but it'll be like mentality / spirituality. Because I was thinking yesterday, I had just finished working out, and I brought my little Hanuman statue into the video, and I was showing how he holds a mountain of herbs in his left hand, which would, as a symbol, represent, you know, mountain of herbs. Herbs is kind of like a spiritual thing, you know. The mountain of herbs. A mountain you would think has a large quantity of whatever is on that mountain, right? Especially herbs. So herbs being related to spirituality, you would think like he's holding, and he holds it high, right? He holds it high up here. So he holds all herbs. So he holds all spirituality, as he is a master over his own spirituality, right? So in his right hand, he holds a mace. You know, right hand being that he is a master over, he has it resting on his shoulder as if he's like, you know, I got this shit. I could let it down if I want to, or I could pick it up if I want to. It's just rest right there. So I'm ready. I'm ready to crash out whenever. I got this thing on me, you know? So, I was talking about like it's just a symbol for his mastery over his spirituality and strength and physicality as well, right? Damn, my light turned off. It's supposed to have stayed on. What the fuck? But so that's that, right? And then I started thinking about how he's strong spiritually, strong physically, and then I got to saying strong mentally, right? But in the video, I was talking about how I didn't mention mentality because in the video, I had said that being strong spiritually overrides your mental strength. Being that if you're strong mentally, you're strong. Being that if you're strong spiritually, you're strong mentally, right? So that's now where I'm at talking about in this video. I might have to make an extension to this video. I don't know. Because I'm actually have to step out of my truck here in a little bit for work. But anyways, the whole concept of this video is the mentality versus spirituality, right? Is one better than the other? So let's think about it. If you're mentally strong, but not spiritually strong, what could that look like, right? It could look like you face a lot of adversity in your life. So much fucking adversity, right? Maybe poverty or horrible relationships. And you just kind of have that mentality of, this is happening to me. And this is happening for me, not to me, right? And you make the most of what you're given. You make the best of it. You accept the fact that you can't change some things in life, no matter how hard you try. But that doesn't mean you're going to sit on your ass and let things happen to you, right? What happens, happens. But how you react to them is solely up to you, your choice, right? Your choice to let it affect you or let it not affect you. And if it does affect you, what do you do about it? Do you sit down and do nothing, or do you try to fix the issue, right? So if you do, but if you sit down and do nothing, you kind of just are unbothered as well. You don't let it, you don't even think about it. It doesn't faze you. It happened, it is what it is. It's part of the past. There's no need to dwell on it anymore. So, that whole aspect in itself is spiritual, though. Because you're thinking on a deeper level than, woe is me. You get rid of the victim mentality. Well, honestly, when I think harder about it, I was telling myself that spirituality versus mentality, that spirituality would be the better of the two, right? But that's not necessarily the case. I do feel that spirituality is a fucking very important part of your life, and that spirituality encompasses so many things that pretty much everything is spiritual, regardless of how you look at it. And that mentality is simply just an aspect of spirituality. So, I would say that you can be spiritual with... No, I take that back. My mind's kind of all over the place right now because I came into this like off the dome. And I try not to use like all those buzzwords. You know, I'm not here on this channel to talk about fucking angel numbers and shit like that. Or, you know, there's other channels for that. Maybe I might. It might kind of come up one day. I don't know. But back to the whole mentality, spirituality shit. Typically, you cannot go into being a spiritual person if you don't have a strong mentality, though. Because when you go to do spiritual practices, if your mental is weak, right? If you constantly are thinking about the negative things that happen to you or what you fear in life, right? If you're constantly thinking about that mentally, then there will be no spirituality. Like, you'll go into your spirituality scared of any kind of entities or demons that really are just manifestations mentally inside of you, because you can't face the dark stuff within you, you know, your dark traumas, your past things that you don't want to look at. So until you learn to be strong mentally, you really can't advance very far spiritually, right? You know, it's about understanding the deeper parts within you. And only if you're mentally strong can you even do that. So really, in all honesty, there is no better mentality versus spirituality, right? Because they're both in a symbiotic relationship. They both kind of feed off of each other. I mean, if you're not mentally strong, then you're not going to be courageous enough to look at the inner depths of yourself, where you shove shit down and you don't want to face it, right? And if you don't do that, when you get into the spiritual game, even at the most basic novice level, you probably come across shit when you start meditating that you are scared of, that kind of like freaks you out, when really it's not a fucking real life demon or ghost or entity. It's really just your own mind playing tricks on you because you haven't dealt with that fucking darkness within you. So when you're meditating, it'll manifest as something terrifying to you that will scare your ass back into a church. And then you'll go back into that church thinking you're being spiritual, or you'll go back into a certain aspect of spirituality thinking you're a light being or fucking who knows what, but you're still mentally weak. So all in all, when it's all said and done, you should definitely prioritize your mentality before you start to even think about the depths of spirituality. And that can be multiple things, you know. Start doing things to like strengthen yourself mentally. One thing I typically do myself is I'll put myself in negative situations, right? Mentally, I will like close my eyes and I'll put myself in that negative scenario that I don't want to happen, right? And I look at the worst possible outcomes and scenarios. Or I relive things that I don't like remembering, right? And I'll put myself in that situation again, or if I fear that situation, I'll put myself in that situation and just talk myself through it. Can I get through it, you know? Am I strong enough if that happens to keep going, right? Is it going to be that bad? What will I be thought of, right? What will people think of me if that happens, right? Will I look like a failure to people? If I do look like a failure to people, can I handle that? Shit, you know? And if you think to yourself that you can't handle these situations, ask yourself why. Like, just keep asking yourself why and go deeper. Why can't you handle people looking at you as a failure? You know? Just, I don't know, you know? I can't handle people looking at me as a failure because, you know, maybe I failed somebody else in the past and it really fucking took a toll on me that I failed them. Now I gotta go back to the past and look at where I failed them at. What their reaction was when I failed them. What my reaction was when I failed them. What emotions were involved, right? But I think the video is about to end, so. Mentality versus spirituality. If I had to say which one you should prioritize prior to the other, it would be mentality before you even think about getting into any spiritual game. Initially, I was going to say spirituality is more important than mentality, and actually, that's true. My bad, the fucking alarm went off because I got to clock in for work and all that dumb shit. But spirituality is more important than mentality, but you can't get there until you've mastered your own mentality. Because just like in the fucking Hermetic laws and laws of Tahuti and all that shit, something to the effect of the mind is all, the universe is mental, right? Your mentality is pretty much your universe and how you look at it. You can't go very deep in the spiritual game if your own mentality is fucked. Practice, you know, just fucking closing your eyes, putting yourself in the worst scenarios, and even changing your past scenarios, right? If you fail that person, close your eyes and just, you know, start meditating on that past experience. Start trying to bring it up and trying to like manipulate the fucking thing that happened, right? You didn't fail them. That, or You know, you failed them, but that's was supposed to happen. You were supposed to fail them because now it puts you in the position that you're in today, right? You were supposed to fail them because had you never failed them, you would have failed something even more important in the future. So you got that failure chapter out of your life. You will always fail in life. Like, that's a given, right? Failure is a part of this fucking reality. But the more you fail, the more you learn not to fail. And it happens less frequently, right? But that being said, if you can manipulate that scenario, then you will repetitiously remember a success instead of a failure, because through that failure, you've learned how to what's the word I'm looking for? Transmute that failure into success mentally. And of course, mentally, if you do it, then in the reality and physical realm, it'll happen, right? You just quantum physics alone explains that as well, at least the basic premises of it. You can also, so say you're about to go into a legal situation, right? Mentally put yourself in that legal scenario where you're winning that case, or you're a fighter, right? And basketball athletes do it all the fucking time. They mentally visualize winning or having a victory, right? It's like they repetitiously do it as part of like their training, right? There's actually even studies where they'll show like basketball players who do 3-pointers all day, just fucking all nets every day. Or they're practicing their 3-pointers. They're not getting all nets every day, but all they do is practice, right? In this reality, they just practice. And then they go home, do what they do. They play, what is it, Y2K or NBA 2K, some shit. Go home, and then they come back. More threes, right? But then, or they go home, get fucked up, whatever, right? Or they go home and just do nothing. But then so there's that group that they only practice their 3-pointers, and then there's another group where they practice their 3-pointers and they go home and they go home and they also meditate and visually, they close their eyes and visualize them making 3-pointers, actually making them all nets all day, baby. Just visualize. And then they go and then they get the percentages at the end of the study or whatever. And the people who did practice their 3-pointers in real life and went home and visualized making 3-pointers 100% of the time had a significantly higher percentage in real life of making threes than the group that didn't visualize making threes in addition to their training. So that alone is proof right there. Athletes do it all the fucking time. Envision yourself winning and just look at your own progress. Record it, write a journal, get it down. Today I visualized for 15 minutes that I was going to win this battle, right? That I was going to win this fight, right? And then get down details of your visualization in your journal. Keep it to yourself, man. Don't be telling all these people you're doing this shit. You're letting your energy go, If you're letting that energy go, it's not going to stay within you to help you. You're dispersing that energy. You're fucking blabbing too much. But that's it. That's it for this video on mentality versus spirituality. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, and subscribe on this shit if you feel the need to do so. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This was a thought that came to me at the end of my workout yesterday. That's when most of my thoughts hit me, is after my workout. I get into a real good flow state. And then I started reading a book called The Genius Frequency. I don't have it on me. And it's like another thing popped into my head while I was reading, right? So after you work out, you have an hour called an anabolic window it's kind of bro science. Like, it's not really scientific. There's some science behind it, but it's at a point in your body where it's like your body's absorbing like a motherfucker everything you intake, and within that hour after you work out. And I was also thinking, like, you know, my nervous system is primed as well for absorption after my workout too, right? Because you know, your nervous system doesn't just stop here. Your mind isn't just in here. It extends into your spinal column and out to your body. So your mind is out here too, right? It's in your body. Your mind is in your body as well. That's why if you don't use your body, you're losing a certain percentage of cosmic intelligence, like that was ingrained, that was created in you to use or absorb information as well, right? So I was thinking, like, damn, after my fucking workout, not only am I in an anabolic window for consumption of nutrients and protein, but I'm also in like an anabolic window slash information intake window while I'm reading, because I was just reading and like the shit was just like, I was just flowing while I was reading, man. It was crazy. But yeah, man, if y'all don't work out or exercise, you know, you don't have to, but I would highly recommend it. Find anything you like to do as far as physically, you know, go for long walks, go for a jog, go swimming. And like, being physical is a great way to get you in a flow state of just, you know, for one, just feeling good too, really. Especially like if you had a hard ass fucking workout and you finished it and you overcame it, you're gonna feel so good that you fucking got through it. And that's just another mental win for yourself. Like, not only that, you're strengthening your mentality along with it too, because you may not always want to do it, but you do it anyways, right? That's definitely a mental exercise as well, you know. But that's it for the video. I hope y'all really enjoyed it, or just enjoyed it. But that's all I got for today. You know, I know this video came a while after my last post, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these two videos together and put this mug on. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Hope y'all have a good rest of your whatever the fuck, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.